This is Dave with Media Digitronics, and this is the workspace of our program, ScrapPage. In this video, I'm going to give you a brief overview of how you can use ScrapPage as a tool to let you hold and present all of your genealogy information in one neatly contained package. The magic lies in the action pages that are easily created in ScrapPage. In addition to its super simple to use page layout features, action pages are a unique feature of ScrapPage that lets you include dynamic content such as slideshows, pop-up text and photos, embedded videos, audio recordings, and more into your pages. And all the pages can be easily linked together to form a complete album of your genealogy research. The action pages that ScrapPage creates are standard HTML format and will display on any browser. If you wish, you can even upload them to a web server and share them as you would any other web page. So, let's see what's possible when marrying ScrapPage with genealogy. In this video, I'll show the beginnings of a hypothetical family tree. In a follow-up video, I'll show how easy it is to make pages like these. So, let's get started. Everything you see here was built in ScrapPage. First, I'll open an intro page to our family tree example. It's just a simple layout that offers viewers a gateway into the tree. And there we are with our intro splash screen. You can see it just has some text identifying what we're looking at. And then over here is a button that gives viewers the vehicle to get into the tree. So let's click on that. And that brings up the tree. Now this is the way I laid our tree out for Jill's side and for Jack's side. This is purely arbitrary. You can lay it out however you feel. And it's a standard cascading tree that shows the lineage for each of our two participants here. So what do you see here? Well, notice these little buttons that I've placed around on the tree at various places. Now, the tree is only partially populated for this example, but as you get more information, you can keep adding additional information to the tree. So right now, what I have is I have pop-ups set for these pictures. So if I click on one of these pictures, you're going to see a pop-up happen. For instance, if I click on Betty Kohnle, it'll pop up this picture here. And I give some identifying information about her, and then any amount of text could be put in here that you wanted to. I just said put some text here because like I say, this is simply an example. But if you had some bio information that you wanted to include on her, you would put it in that area. All right. So simply, to continue with that, here would be one for Robert Smith, and over here for Diane Parker, and so forth. So you could see all of these. Here's William Jones, and every one of these, anywhere you wanted to put one of these things, you could put a link to another person's biopic. All right, so now in addition to the biopics, you can also have links to other pages. So for instance, down here with Robert Smith, you'll see this little arrow which indicates, hey, there's more about him than is contained on this page. So we'll go to click on this, and this will bring up this page. You'll see here that he was quite an athlete. And over here are some newspaper clippings that were found that describes what his prowess on the athletic field was. Quite a football player, baseball player, and everything else. So once you've read that, you can just simply return back to the main screen. Over here, for instance, on Diane Parker, here's another one. We'll link to that. And here we have a number of pictures of Jack's mother, Diane. And we'll go ahead and page through some of these pictures, and you can see that we have pictures of her from when she was a young girl on through her life. And these were just pictures that were made available, so they were all included here in this slideshow. This area right here being a slideshow, and these buttons here being able to page back and forth from next or previous to next, just as you would expect. All right, so once you read all this information, you return back to the main screen again. And here's one for Joseph Reichman. Might be interesting here to say how this one is assembled, because this one contains audio. Now, down here at the bottom, let's play the audio first, and you'll see get some indication of what you should do.
These are the oldest known photos of Great-Grandpa Joe and Great-Grandma Anna. Also pictured is their daughter Mary, my maternal grandmother, as well as a picture of their home in Erlanger. Joe was an expert carpenter, and family legend has it that he built the house himself. We found this page of photos in a box of old photos in my mother's attic. It looks as if the page had been ripped loose from a binder of some sort. Click on the photos to see the details for each person.
Okay, so that's the audio. So now, as you can see here, the audio instructed you, as does this, to click on the photos for more details. So there, that pops up the text about their home in Erlanger. If we want to see some information about Joe, it's in a scrollable text box over here that tells as much information as you may have. Similarly for Anna, we can pop that up and you can see that her text scrolls, as does Mary's over here, and contains any information that you want to put in. I also added a bonus feature, and that is this, and that is on the back of this page we found this little scribbling, and this little scribbling looks like it was done by my mother, Mary's daughter, and it would have been when she was a little girl. Okay, so after we've viewed that page, then we can just again return back here to our main page. Other types of links that are available to be looked at would be, let's go up here and take a look at Betty Kohnle. We'll flip over to her page. Now, in here we have a manually controlled slideshow that shows some early pictures of Betty when she was young. Okay? And her high school senior picture, her senior prom picture, and then rotates back to that. We also have some other information like her baptismal record that was located, and scanned that and made an image of it, and another linkable here for some commendation that she got when she was in high school, and finally her obit when she passed away. Now, another thing you can do very simply with ScrapPage is you can add menus that allow you to page in virtually any direction in the information that you want. So here I simply have a two-item menu, one that takes me to Betty Kohnle's tree, and another one that would return me back to the home page. For now, let's go take a look at her tree. Okay, so here we have some pictures like of her mother and a picture of her father. And you have a little bit of text that says, "Oh, by the way, this is about all the information we have on Margaret Lewis, so we don't have a lot of data about her." Again, there's a menu here. This time it's 3 elements that allow me to go back to Betty's main page. It'll also allow me to advance to take a look at her siblings or to back home to the main page of the entire tree. So let's take a look at her siblings. Here we can see that these are her siblings. We'll have a picture here of Lewis, another picture of Margaret, that's her mother and father, and we'll have a picture of George Kohnle, her brother, and of herself, that's Betty herself, and Carl Kohnle, another brother, and Sarah Kohnle. Now notice here with Sarah, we had a number of pictures of Sarah, so we assembled them into a panoramic image that ScrapPage lets you do very easily. So you can take all of these pictures of her as she progresses through her life and assemble them into a single image that then can be used as a pop-up in ScrapPage. In addition to that, we have some text information. If we would look at her father, here's some information about him. We look at, for instance, her brother here, George, and we do have some additional information about George that was included in this pop-up over here. Again, these are scrollable, so you could include just about any amount of information you want. With Carl, we had somebody found this as a memory of his passing away. So anyway, this is the sort of information that could be included in any page that you assemble, and the format of any page is up to you. You can make it look like anything you want, as you can see from these pages I've built here. So now if we just return back to our home page, we can see that that pretty much wraps up. Well, no, actually we have another page here that shows Diane Parker's siblings. I just dropped down another button here and said, hey, there's more to see here. So here are her siblings. We have some photos, like for instance, here's her brother John and his wife Connie. There's a picture of them. Similarly with Michael and his wife Emma. Sharon, we have a picture of Sharon Parker. Susan, we did not have a picture of Susan with her husband, but there's a picture of Susan. There's a picture of Arthur, her brother, and finally Sarah with her sister Diane, or Diane with her sister Sarah, rather. Again, once you see that information, you can always return back to the main tree. So these are the kinds of linked pages, and you can see the assembly of these pages is completely up to you. You can put whatever content you want in any presentation format that you desire, and you can link them in just about any manner that you choose. So for right now, I'm going to end this, and in the next video, I'll go about showing you how easy it is to create these pages in ScrapPage.